In Stoic philosophy, we are taught that a person can only control what lies within themselves, not external factors like other people, events, or circumstances. Everything beyond our control is merely a random element, and we alone have the power to choose how we respond to these elements. Therefore, we must focus on what we can change, honing our ability to master ourselves and accepting what cannot be changed with calmness and wisdom as part of the natural order to which we must align. One of the core goals of Stoicism is to overcome destructive emotions, such as anger, fear, envy, or lust, which disturb our peace of mind and prevent us from acting rationally. Stoics argue that these emotions arise from false beliefs, irrational thoughts about what is good or bad. We can free ourselves from these emotions by persistently examining and correcting these flawed beliefs, thus living a life of greater freedom and wisdom. One area where Stoicism can help us is in our relationships with others, especially with the opposite sex. Stoics believe that we must treat everyone with kindness, justice, and respect, regardless of their gender, status, or background. However, they also warn us of the dangers and temptations that can arise from our sexual desires and attachments, and advise us to be careful in our interactions, particularly with women. In Stoic philosophy, we are not cold or indifferent, but we must always moderate ourselves, maintaining respect and self-control in all circumstances. This may sound strange or even sexist, but it is not. This philosophy is rooted in a deep understanding of human nature and the roles of men and women in society. It is also based on the Stoic ideal of self-mastery, which calls for modesty and discretion in the essential matters of life. We must live by our own principles, not allowing external factors or emotions to dictate our behavior. So what are these things that a man must hide from a woman? Here are 8 essential things that Stoicism points out. First, his weaknesses. In Stoic philosophy, a Stoic man is not only a model of reason, but also someone who confronts his challenges and weaknesses. For a Stoic, weakness is not something to hide, but something to overcome, face, and transcend. One of the key foundations of Stoicism is the belief that life's trials are opportunities for individuals to demonstrate their true strength. A Stoic man does not allow his weaknesses to dictate his actions or thoughts. Instead, he learns to endure pain, hardship, and failure with patience and perseverance. Stoicism does not teach us to suppress emotions, but to face them with reason and moderation. Pain, though inevitable, can still become an internal resource for refining and rising above. It is not about bearing emotions or denying reality, but about choosing to respond with calmness and reason when faced with challenges, including pain or failure. A Stoic man understands that external circumstances may not change, but his response to those circumstances is his personal freedom. He does not seek sympathy or pity from others, but finds strength within himself. In Stoicism, self-sufficiency is an important value, encouraging individuals to cultivate inner strength without relying on the help of others. Therefore, the Stoic man never allows weakness, failure, or pain to defeat him. Instead, he embraces these challenges as a part of life, seeing them as an opportunity to grow stronger. Stoicism teaches that endurance and resilience are not signs of weakness, but rather expressions of inner strength. Silence in the face of pain is not emotional suppression, but rather steadfastness and inner flourishing. In Stoic philosophy, every time a man faces pain or difficulty, it is a chance for growth, a challenge to refine and perfect oneself. For Stoicism, every challenge, every failure is an opportunity to enhance one's character, to forge a stronger heart, a more resilient spirit. And the Stoic man understands that no challenge is ever wasted. It is always an opportunity for development and transformation. Thus, the Stoic man will approach every challenge in life with a calm attitude, not resentful, not anxious. Instead of seeking immediate relief or escaping pain, he embraces them as companions on his journey of self-perfection. With Stoicism, every step in life, whether hard or easy, is part of the journey towards self-discovery and inner peace. With Stoicism, life is not a series of meaningless trials, but rather a continuous journey of self-improvement and self-discovery. A Stoic man understands that every challenge in life, whether it is failure or success, can become a stepping stone toward growth. Every fall, every pain is an opportunity to refine character, sharpen wisdom, and forge a stronger spirit. The Stoic man does not see difficulties as obstacles, but as opportunities to enhance his character. In each challenge, he finds meaning and the chance to strengthen his virtuous qualities. Nothing in life is ever wasted. Everything is part of the process of self-discipline. Therefore, a Stoic man never fears or avoids hardships, but is always ready to face and overcome them with a steady and confident heart. Stoicism teaches us that every difficulty, every failure, carries a valuable lesson, and the Stoic man understands that only through hardship can he truly recognize his weaknesses. Challenges are not things to be avoided, but opportunities to learn more about oneself, to realize what is truly important in life and what is worth letting go of. It is in these difficult moments that calmness and reason become the most important qualities a Stoic man can possess. A Stoic man never allows himself to be dominated by negative emotions, but always learns how to maintain tranquility. When faced with a challenge, he does not complain or look for ways to escape, but seeks ways to grow through the very difficulties he faces. Stoicism teaches that growth comes from embracing challenges, not from avoiding them. The Stoic man does not seek ease, but welcomes every challenge as an opportunity to learn and improve himself. In every difficult moment, the Stoic man chooses to master his emotions and focus on reason, rather than allowing emotions to overpower his logic. A Stoic man understands that emotions are not to be denied, but are signals that need to be understood. He does not let emotions dictate his actions, but instead uses reason to make decisions with clarity and responsibility. Only when we know how to master our emotions can we truly master our lives. In Stoic philosophy, the Stoic man does not avoid hardship, but embraces it as an essential challenge in life's journey. He accepts pain and failure as valuable lessons, not only to demonstrate inner strength, but to forge a resilient and steadfast character. When faced with adversity, the Stoic man is not influenced by negative emotions, but maintains calmness and reason, knowing that only when we face challenges with tranquility can we fully unleash our potential. The Stoic man understands that nothing in life comes easy. Every difficulty, every failure is an inseparable part of the process of self-development. Yet instead of seeking comfort or ease, he chooses the path of facing and overcoming challenges with a strong and determined mindset. Growth does not come from avoiding hardship, but from how we confront and surpass them in order to assert our true strength. Stoicism teaches that every difficulty, every failure, is an opportunity to strengthen character. The Stoic man does not try to avoid pain or failure, but sees them as inseparable parts of growth. Pain is not the enemy, but rather a companion that helps him gain deeper understanding of himself and the world around him. With each victory over pain, the Stoic man becomes stronger, wiser, and more aware of the meaning of life. With Stoicism, success is not about escaping hardship, but about persisting and enduring through challenges. The Stoic man does not seek ease in life, but actively embraces every challenge with a calm demeanor and clear reasoning. True success comes from adjusting oneself, learning from difficulties, and finding peace even within adversity. A Stoic man knows that every challenge in life is an opportunity to prove his worth, to develop perseverance, resilience, and wisdom. He does not seek ease or avoid difficulty, but chooses the path of facing challenges with confidence and intelligence. The Stoic man understands that only by overcoming challenges with steadfastness can he truly recognize his own strength. The Stoic man understands that pain is an inseparable part of life. It is not a punishment, but rather a lesson to help us transcend our limits and discover the inner strength that lies within. The Stoic man does not avoid pain, but instead embraces it with resilience in order to understand and grow. Only when we accept pain with a steadfast soul can we truly overcome fear and find inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that every event in life is an opportunity to demonstrate our character and develop wisdom. The Stoic man does not allow emotions or external circumstances to dictate his actions, but instead acts with reason and clarity. Nothing can shake the Stoic's calm, for he understands that growth comes from the ability to master one's emotions and act rationally, without being swayed by weakness or panic. The Stoic man always values self-control and reason in every situation, especially when faced with temptation and the trials of life. He does not let himself be driven by temporary emotions or short-term desires, but instead maintains a long-term vision, always focused on the noble goal of self-perfection. Self-control is the powerful tool that prevents him from being swept away by passions and bad habits, allowing him to maintain his Stoic identity in life. A Stoic man never seeks recognition or approval from others, but instead creates his own worth through thoughtful and virtuous actions. He never depends on the judgments of others, but acts based on the principles and ideals he believes in. For Stoicism, external recognition is not the true measure of value. True value comes from living in accordance with one's principles and virtues, not from the gratification of praise or admiration. The Stoic man always aims for inner peace, for he understands that a steadfast inner self is the true source of happiness and success. He does not chase after external things, but seeks fulfillment and peace from within his own soul. In this way, he is not swayed by external fluctuations, but always maintains a strong soul and a free spirit. The most important thing is to live true to oneself, to live by Stoic principles, and through this, to find true peace and happiness. In life, a Stoic man never seeks approval from others. He understands that true satisfaction does not come from external sources, but from self-confidence and inner independence. The Stoic man does not let external recognition or judgment influence his actions or decisions. He lives by his own principles, for he knows that what matters is living true to oneself, not chasing after the approval of others. It is in independence and self-mastery that he finds true freedom. Stoicism is not merely a philosophy, but a journey to rediscover oneself, to perfect oneself through challenges and difficulties. The Stoic man does not shy away from responsibility, but always faces every challenge and obstacle with a steady heart and a resilient spirit. In Stoicism, every trial is an opportunity to develop character, to enrich wisdom and cultivate virtue. The Stoic man never backs down, for he understands that only by confronting challenges can we truly grow. The Stoic man always decides for himself the path he will take, never letting external circumstances or outside influences distort his life's purpose. He lives with a clear objective, acting not only for himself, but for the higher values and principles he holds dear. Determination and principle are the foundation of a Stoic life, guiding him to always steer his life in the right direction, regardless of temptations or difficulties. Stoicism does not teach us to withdraw from life, but to live with purpose and responsibility to oneself. The Stoic man understands that greatness does not come from external things, but from within oneself. He does not seek greatness through external recognition or success, but finds greatness in living according to moral principles and developing inner strength. For Stoicism, greatness is not measured by outward achievements, but by growth in thought and character. The Stoic man never lets trivial things obscure his higher purpose. With Stoicism, true peace comes from within, and the Stoic man knows that this peace is found only when he lives in accordance with his true nature. He does not seek ease or temporary gratification, but seeks long-lasting fulfillment through living with integrity, pursuing enduring values. The Stoic man understands that truth is not always easy to accept, but courage and wisdom help him face every challenge with resolve. It is in inner peace that he finds true freedom. The Stoic man understands that truth is the core of every decision, and nothing is more valuable than truth. He never seeks comfort or ease in lies, but always chooses truth, no matter how difficult. Stoicism teaches that true freedom is only found when we live in accordance with our true nature and truth. When faced with a challenge, the Stoic man does not hesitate to stand firm, for he knows that only truth leads to freedom and inner peace. A Stoic man does not try to avoid pain or run away from difficulties. Instead, he always accepts pain as part of life and is not afraid to face it. He understands that pain is a great teacher, helping him become stronger, more resilient, and wiser. Every challenge is a lesson in inner strength, an opportunity to cultivate perseverance and the ability to maintain inner peace even in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches that no difficulty is ever wasted, and the Stoic man never lets a challenge shake his belief. He always relies on reason and calmness to overcome every trial. With each difficulty, he does not let himself be defeated, but instead he looks for ways to learn from it, drawing lessons to grow stronger. The Stoic man understands that true strength is not the absence of pain, but the ability to endure pain with resilience. A Stoic man does not seek recognition or praise from others. He does not depend on the society's applause, but lives by the principles he believes in. Stoicism teaches that true happiness does not come from seeking acceptance from the outside, but from living true to one's nature and enduring values. The Stoic man finds satisfaction and happiness in righteous living, not from temporary gratification through praise. With Stoicism, true freedom comes from within, from self-mastery and independence from external forces. The Stoic man understands that only when he can control himself can he truly be free. Freedom is not about escaping responsibility, but about acting with reason and purpose, even when life is filled with challenges or hardships. The Stoic man knows that freedom comes from living by one's principles, not from indulging in temporary desires. The Stoic man understands that freedom is not the absence of responsibility, but rather the ability to master oneself and act rationally. He does not seek ease or comfort, but embraces every challenge as an opportunity to grow and develop. Each challenge is a chance to affirm inner strength and steadfastness in thought and action. Freedom does not come from avoiding hardship, but from the ability to confront and overcome it with wisdom and patience. A Stoic man never fears the truth. He does not try to avoid the truth or simplify things, but faces reality directly and acts with calmness and reason. Stoicism teaches that truth is the greatest companion, and only by living with the truth can we find inner peace. A Stoic man never backs down from difficulties, but bravely confronts them, knowing that truth always brings freedom. Stoicism is not a philosophy to avoid suffering, but to face and overcome suffering with strength and reason. The Stoic man accepts all pain and hardship as an essential part of life. He understands that each challenge is a valuable lesson, helping him to perfect himself and enhance his wisdom. Suffering is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of perseverance and inner strength. The Stoic man lives with self-control and determination, not allowing external factors or temporary emotions to dictate his actions. Stoicism teaches that what matters is maintaining calmness and reason in every situation in order to respond correctly and responsibly. When facing challenges, the Stoic man does not let emotions or fear sway his resolve, but always acts with determination and sharp reasoning. A Stoic man always maintains inner peace, for he knows that only when his soul is steadfast can he confront any challenge in life. Stoicism teaches that true peace does not come from the outside, but from self-mastery and reason. The Stoic man does not seek comfort or ease, but always aims for growth and perfection, even in the hardest times. True peace comes from living according to Stoic principles, unaffected by external factors. The Stoic man always maintains calmness and reason when facing challenges in life. He does not let emotions dictate his actions, but instead he chooses to act thoughtfully and with clear reasoning. Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from mastering emotions and thoughts, not from avoiding or fleeing from challenges. The Stoic man understands that emotions may be companions, but reason is the guide. A Stoic man never lets himself be swept away by temporary emotions. He does not live by short-term desires, but always aims for stability and long-term goals. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control everything, but we can control how we respond to everything. The Stoic man does not let external factors shake his goals and principles, but acts with determination and a steady spirit. In every challenge, the Stoic man not only uses reason, but also courage and perseverance. He does not avoid difficulty, but faces it with bravery. Stoicism teaches that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act rightly despite fear. The Stoic man understands that each time he overcomes fear, it is a step toward true freedom and inner peace. The Stoic man always upholds his principles, not letting temptation or hardship change his course. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control everything in life, but we can control how we face what is beyond our control. The Stoic man never allows himself to feel powerless in the face of circumstances, but always maintains reason and a free spirit to take charge of his life. With Stoicism, the man understands that true freedom comes from living in accordance with his true nature, not letting anything external shake his inner freedom. He does not seek temporary gratification, but always strives for growth and self-improvement. Stoicism teaches that freedom and happiness do not come from changing the outside world, but from changing oneself, living by principles and mastering one's life. The Stoic man never allows himself to be swayed by factors beyond his control. He understands that external changes cannot affect his inner peace if he maintains his reason and true nature. Stoicism teaches that self-mastery is the key to facing all challenges. The Stoic man understands that it is not the circumstances that cause our suffering, but the way we respond to those circumstances. Peace comes from accepting what cannot be changed and using reason to adjust what can be changed. A Stoic man lives with a clear vision of life. He is not driven by fleeting emotions, but relies on reason and virtue to guide every action. Stoicism teaches that nothing in life is permanent, and to achieve peace, we must learn to let go of external things. The Stoic man does not seek perfection from the outside world, but seeks perfection from within himself. Greatness for a Stoic man is not about achieving success or external recognition, but about growth in virtue and wisdom. The Stoic man never compares himself to others, for he understands that each person has their own journey. He does not chase after temporary gratification, but always seeks long-lasting fulfillment through integrity and self-control. Greatness is the ability to live by Stoic principles, unshaken by the temptations of the world. The Stoic man knows that every challenge is an opportunity to develop character. He does not seek comfort or ease, but always embraces hardship as part of the journey. Stoicism teaches that growth does not come from avoiding challenges, but from confronting and overcoming them. The Stoic man always finds ways to learn from both failure and success, for he understands that both offer valuable lessons. With Stoicism, the man never wastes energy on things beyond his control. He does not seek to control everything, but instead focuses on what he can control. Freedom comes from living with resolve and reason, not from pursuing external things. The Stoic man understands that how we live is what matters most, and only by living true to our nature and principles can we find true freedom. The Stoic man understands that life is not a long string of preordained events, but a journey of self-determination and self-perfection. He does not accept passivity, but always takes active steps with a deep understanding of himself and the world. Stoicism teaches that we can control our thoughts and actions, regardless of how chaotic the outside world may seem. The Stoic man does not let external circumstances alter the course he has chosen, but remains steadfast in following his principles. A Stoic man never seeks recognition or depends on external praise. He understands that what matters is not the praise or recognition, but the integrity and steadfastness in his actions. Stoicism teaches that we cannot change the external world, but we can change how we respond and act. The Stoic man does not waste time on temporary matters, but always focuses on long-term and enduring values. The Stoic man understands that success is not the result of luck or chance, but the result of wise decisions and intentional actions. He does not live in pursuit of fleeting happiness, but always aims for inner peace, achieved through patience, wisdom, and virtue. Stoicism teaches that happiness is not something to be sought outside, but the outcome of living rightly and fully. A Stoic man never allows himself to be swayed by discouragement or disappointment. When faced with hardship, he does not lose hope, but always perseveres, knowing that hardships are temporary and patience and reason will yield long-term results. Stoicism teaches that patience is true strength, and the Stoic man never lets temporary trials push him back. With Stoicism, the man always seeks fulfillment not from material things, but from self-improvement in the cultivation of virtue. Stoicism teaches that truth and wisdom are the most important elements to achieve peace, and only by living according to solid principles can we find true fulfillment. The Stoic man does not seek temporary satisfaction through desires, but finds happiness in inner peace and living true to his nature. The Stoic man never wastes time on things that cannot be changed. He understands that true change comes from within, from mastering thoughts and actions. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to what happens. The Stoic man does not let emotions or external circumstances rule him, but always maintains calmness and reason, choosing to act thoughtfully and purposefully. A Stoic man never allows himself to live by temporary emotions. He always focuses on long-term goals and perseveres on the path he has chosen. Stoicism teaches that nothing brings lasting peace unless there is consistency. The Stoic man understands that only with steady reason and patience can he achieve true fulfillment. Every step on this path is guided by principles and virtue, not by fleeting desires or transient emotions. The Stoic man understands that happiness does not come from external things, but from self-mastery and living in accordance with his true nature. Stoicism teaches that true fulfillment is the result of living rightly and aligning every action with the principles and values we believe in. The Stoic man does not seek perfection from the outside world, but always strives for inner perfection through self-discipline and responsible action. A Stoic man always maintains self-control and does not let external factors disturb his inner peace. Stoicism teaches that no one can take away our peace unless we allow them to. The Stoic man does not let himself be caught up in futile arguments, but focuses on what is meaningful and important. He lives with confidence and determination, knowing that only by maintaining reason and virtue can he overcome the challenges of life. With Stoicism, the man always lives with purpose and reason. He does not seek fulfillment in material things, but always strives for growth and self-improvement. Stoicism teaches that true freedom does not come from satisfying material desires, but from living in accordance with one's own principles. The Stoic man always seeks fulfillment from within, and only by mastering himself can he find true freedom and happiness. The Stoic man understands that peace is not something to be attained from the outside, but the result of mastering one's inner self and living in accordance with one's true nature. Stoicism teaches that a steadfast inner self is the key to facing all challenges in life. The Stoic man does not seek fulfillment from external things, but always aims for fulfillment through living by principles and virtue. Only when we master ourselves can we find true peace, unaffected by external forces. A Stoic man never allows himself to be caught up in meaningless arguments. He understands that time is precious, and only actions and words that are meaningful are worth his attention. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control everything, but how we use our time and energy is what we can control. The Stoic man never wastes time on trivial matters, but devotes his time to personal growth and self-improvement. The Stoic man always acts with patience and perseverance, not rushing, not hasty. He knows that true success comes from persistence and consistent effort, not from instant results. Stoicism teaches that we must learn to appreciate the process more than the outcome. The Stoic man does not seek immediate gratification, but finds joy in the journey of improving himself each day. A Stoic man never wastes his energy on things beyond his control. He understands that there are things we cannot change, but how we respond to them is within our control. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from living a principled life, not being influenced by external factors or transient emotions. The Stoic man finds freedom by mastering himself, living with reason, self-control, and virtue. The Stoic man understands that there are things we cannot change, but we can always change how we face them. Stoicism teaches that greatness does not come from controlling everything, but from controlling oneself and how we act in every situation. The Stoic man does not seek change in the external world, but always strives for change within himself. For internal change is the key to everything. The Stoic man understands that freedom is not the escape from responsibility, but the ability to master one's actions and thoughts, unaffected by external factors. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control everything in life, but we can control how we respond to every situation. The Stoic man never looks for ways to escape responsibility, but always faces it with steadiness, acting thoughtfully and living in accordance with his principles. A Stoic man never gets swept away by temporary desires, for he understands that true peace comes from a strong inner self, not fleeting gratification. Stoicism teaches that happiness is not the satisfaction of short-term desires, but living rightly, according to enduring principles. The Stoic man always focuses on long-lasting values, not letting himself get swept into the transient or place his hope in external achievements. The Stoic man never lets himself be influenced by the words or actions of others. He understands that each person has their own path, and we cannot control others' actions, but we can control how we react to them. Stoicism teaches that self-control is the key to living peacefully, and the Stoic man always acts with determination and reason, not allowing others' emotions or actions to shake his beliefs. The Stoic man always lives by noble principles, never relying on external approval or praise to feel fulfilled. He does not live to seek recognition or admiration, but lives to do what is right and meaningful. Stoicism teaches that recognition and success are not the measure of happiness, but rather living rightly and steadfastly according to principles. The Stoic man finds satisfaction and happiness in how he lives, acts, and thinks. A Stoic man understands that there is no true success without challenges, and he always embraces challenges as part of life. Stoicism teaches that difficulties are not something to avoid, but opportunities to grow and develop. The Stoic man never becomes discouraged by challenges, but always faces them with wisdom, perseverance, and courage. He understands that true growth comes from confronting difficulties and learning from them. The Stoic man understands that self-control is not the suppression of emotions, but rather the ability to master and adjust emotions wisely. Stoicism teaches that emotions are signals that need to be understood, and not every emotion needs to be expressed immediately. The Stoic man knows that emotions only become negative when they drive action without being considered rationally. He does not let emotions cloud his reason, but uses reason to align his emotions with his values and principles. A Stoic man never lets himself be swayed by external factors, but always aims for inner tranquility. He understands that external gratification is only temporary, and only when focusing on the inner self can he find lasting peace. Stoicism teaches that we cannot change everything outside of us, but we can control how we face and respond to the external world. The Stoic man does not chase external desires, but finds joy and fulfillment in meaningful and enduring things. The Stoic man never lives according to societal judgments or values, but always seeks freedom from within. Stoicism teaches that true freedom does not come from escaping responsibility, but from the ability to face responsibility willingly and rationally. The Stoic man understands that true freedom is the ability to live according to one's nature, unaffected by temporary emotions or societal pressures. He does not live to please others, but lives to perfect himself and master his own life. Stoicism teaches that nothing is permanent, and the Stoic man never clings to temporary things. He understands that change is inevitable, and it is through change that we find opportunities for growth and development. The Stoic man does not fear change, but always embraces and adapts to it with a steady heart and sharp reasoning. Every challenge is an opportunity to refine patience and maintain an unwavering spirit. A Stoic man lives with a peaceful soul and clear reasoning, unaffected by emotions or external factors. He does not let himself be enslaved by emotions, but always maintains inner freedom. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from living in accordance with one's nature and principles, not from escaping the external world. The Stoic man understands that only by living with reason and principles can he find true freedom and peace in life. The Stoic man always aims for self-improvement, not seeking recognition or external success. He understands that fulfillment does not come from achieving temporary goals, but from living by steadfast principles, being consistent and self-controlled. Stoicism teaches that happiness and fulfillment come from living rightly, pursuing long-term values, and never allowing external factors to disrupt one's life purpose. Living according to Stoic philosophy is not an easy path, but it is the path that leads to true inner freedom and peace. The Stoic man does not seek happiness from the outside world, but from mastering himself and living in accordance with the principles and virtues he believes in. Stoicism teaches us that it is not the circumstances, but our response to them that determines the course of our lives. We cannot control what happens, but we can control how we face and act in the face of every situation. Every challenge, every hardship in life is an opportunity for growth, a lesson in developing wisdom and mastering oneself. The Stoic man does not avoid difficulties, but faces them with reason, patience, and resilience. He understands that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the ability to maintain tranquility even when facing the harshest of challenges. To live according to Stoic philosophy is to live a life of purpose and meaning, where freedom and happiness come from within, unaffected by fleeting external factors or worldly desires. Mastery over oneself, living with virtue and reason, and facing life with a resilient heart are the qualities that every Stoic man strives for. With Stoicism, we learn not only how to live in this world, but how to become the person we truly want to be, despite all the hardships and challenges. And when we achieve that, we will find true inner peace, freedom, and happiness.